never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Throwing to start the drive. Lincoln. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research, it all comes back to that, BG. Scouting your opponent, not just the players, but the coaches too, and seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognize the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Lincoln. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Over the middle, it's complete. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
First down, Justin Herbert. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seen the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor. But thank you, Dr. Davis. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That's good.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The Raiders at 6-3 on the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
It always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
To throw on 3rd down. Lincoln. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Nick Bosa, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
Back to the air. Herbert on 2nd down. Throw right side here taken in by Bateman. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure on the passer.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, Herbert. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Herbert back to the air. Forced out to his left. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Herbert. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Back to throw here, Herbert. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
2nd down and goal. Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Rashad Bateman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
Chargers 14, Raiders nothing.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Throwing on first down, Lincoln. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
To throw on second down, Lincoln. Over the middle, complete. That's Edwards. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
That's good. Las Vegas.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Chargers 14. Raiders nothing.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Back to throw. Lincoln. And this is caught. Touchdown. Brian Edwards. 35 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
14. Raiders 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Dancing to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Royal. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And his throw here's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Lincoln. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
A loss of 7. It's 4th down.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second and 2. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Steps away to his left. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there. It's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Herbert now. He'll throw complete to Cam Akers. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Cam Akers with career touchdown number 70. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21.
Ball carrier. Tackle made at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun, Lincoln. And it's complete to Adams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 23 yards. That's good for Las Vegas. 1st down.
On 1st down, Lincoln. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. They'll look to throw again. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
A first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. I've worked with you long enough now to know you like that decision. Go save pressure coming. Hit your guy underneath.
It's an excellent decision, but he knew it came with consequences, and that's him getting hit on the play, but able to dump it to his running back and gain some yardage. I liked everything about it, especially his ability to stay in the pocket and execute.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Herbert off of play action. And the Raiders have got him. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Traditionally, as a defense, your #1 job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's taken on the 25. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. On 1st and 10, Lincoln under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now a handoff up the middle. Royal. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. Herbert on first down now. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
From the 45 on second down, Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities. And this is a good...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
On third down, Lincoln. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this one is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 18. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And now here is another interception. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Akers will score. Touchdown, Chargers. A familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Up the middle they go. Royal, and some room for him there as he'll take this out to about the 15. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. To throw on 3rd down. Lincoln, throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Herbert throwing again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Raiders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Throwing on 1st down. Lincoln. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Royal. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Back to throw. Lincoln. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Ready up! The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Chargers. From 10 yards out. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Now the try here for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Chargers 49, Raiders 7.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Talk about two sides of the ball and cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Up front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. They are on to the fourth quarter now, by the way, in Santa Clara. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Charger drive about to get going.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Herbert.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jonathan Abram picks it.
And the Raiders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now again, right side, Royal, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Lincoln. He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Looking to throw. Lincoln. And this is caught
For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Back to throw. Lincoln. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, he'll drop the throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Chargers, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on